In the newest update to Grounded the Fully Yoked update, we have gotten 3 new armor sets that get built upon the ashes of the royalty in the backyard. Yes, you're going to have to go through and poison the ant queens in order to get these 3 sets, but today what we're going to be doing is going through and deciding whether or not it's even worth doing that. So, first of all, for all of you completionists out there, we're going to get this out of the way right away. For you guys who are looking to build up your armory, it's completely worth you going and doing it. Go ahead and do it because you're just going to want it for your set for your armory anyway. But those of you who are looking for form and function, let's go through and let's deep dive in and decide whether or not each of these sets are worth you using, the set bonus you get for them, and the added attributes that you get for each of the different sets. So, first things first, guys, let's talk about look-wise. It looks okay. It's not my favorite looking set, but it looks okay. Okay, each of the different sets comes with different gem colors, slightly different carapace colors on the armor themselves, but all in all, it looks okay. Through each of the different queens as well, you're going to get a different weapon or tool, whether that is this goofy scepter that you get that has a really nice jiggle, which, by the way, if you guys are wondering, it does have a really nice jiggle to it. Look at that jiggle. It's got a really nice jiggle to it. But anyway, other than that, is it really useful? No, it's actually kind of slow. It's a slow weapon, so I don't really like it. But all in all, other than that, though, let's talk armor. This armor set, like the other 2, are going to come with the same set bonus. That set bonus is Ant Commander. See me how I'm wearing the red Strategist outfit right now? It specifically comes out with the red Ant Commander. And yes, it does mean what it says. It gives you a soldier ant that will come and fight by your side. Now, this is a really bad matchup for us to be able to see this because I'm standing over here by the red soldier hill, or the red ant hill. So you're not really going to be able to tell the difference when I start summoning in ants here. But when it happens, not if, but when it happens, you'll see there he goes right there. He's right over there. He's going to start attacking stuff for you. You have my own soldier ants that are now going through and attacking. So I have one there. I got another one that's back over there attacking. You could summon in your own army of soldier ants to give you a hand. So that's what the set bonus does, okay? The set bonus is the same for each of them, except for the fact that it summons out its version of the ant in question, aka the Black Queen soldier, or the Black Queen armor set will make a black soldier ant drop, and the Fire Queen armor set will make a fire soldier ant drop. Just keep that in mind when going through. Now, how difficult is it to build these? Honestly, it's not too bad. If you look at it, they're all built relatively exactly the same. All of the hats are going to require the queen in question's head in order to make, as well as some of their chunks from their bodies and their pheromones. Now, the coats is where things start getting a little bit more frisky. You're going to need rope from each of them, but each of them are going to require a different level of rope depending on the level of the armor, aka lint rope for tier 3, silk rope for tier 2, crude rope for tier 1. And that same thing goes for the legs, guys. It's all about the fuzz here. Dust Mite Fuzz for tier 3, Bee Fuzz for tier 2, and finally Mite Fuzz for tier 1. So it's up to you on whether or not you want to make these, but let's go through and let's talk about armor and also other perks you get for wearing this armor. So let's go through. Armor wise, guys, it is medium armor, and its defensive levels at tier 1, it's crap. It's tier 1 armor, guys. It's crap. Don't expect a lot. All these are set to tier 9 as well, so you're going to be able to see it all the way upgraded. Is it worth you going through and getting this armor set? Not really. It's cool to have, but it's not really that helpful. The perks that it gives is going to be Summon Thorns. The creatures that you summon return some damage back to their attackers, as well as Summon Aggro, meaning that your summons are going to take the aggro from you. This is a good set if you're early game playing with other players. That's what I'm going to say about all these sets. If you're playing with other players, these can be helpful. That's what I will say. These are not going to be helpful if you're solo playing. I think that you're not going to be able to build up enough of an army to be helpful for you in the backyard, especially if you're going to be using the Red Queen set or the Black Queen set up in the upper yard. Your soldier ants just are not going to be able to take enough damage to be able to do anything up there. And once you start getting a new game plus, all of the ants are not going to be able to take enough damage from any of the new game plus bosses and stuff like that you're going to want to use these sets for. Okay, so red soldier ants, that's what you get for that one. The red queen set, the strategist set, it's okay. Okay, the black strategist set, this is when we start getting into some cooler stuff. This is when you start summoning out those black soldier ants. This one gives you summon attack speed, your summons attack just a little bit faster, and your creatures will deal some additional stun damage. This is when things are going to start getting helpful. Being able to stun later game mobs is a benefit, but they do additional stun damage, not stun every single time they hit. So think about that when making this set. It looks cooler than the other one. I like the amethyst-esque looking gems that are on here, but keep that in mind that you're going to be taking black soldier ants that are still technically in the lower yard into the later game when you're going to be going through and doing later game fights. Now, is it worth you to make this one? Maybe. I'll give you a maybe on that one. The last one, the tier 3 set, guys, this is when things start to get a little bit frisky for us here, all right? So not only do you get a red or fire soldier ant that's going to come out and fight with you, you're also going to have the ability for your mobs to be able to crit. It says they can crit, not that they will crit, but they can crit when you summon them, which is a good thing, because if they crit, key point on if they crit, they will also trigger an additional splash of acid attack, meaning they will do acid damage to everything around you, and acid damage is very powerful. AKA, look at this new staff that we have. This is the acid staff. You do not need to kill the fire ant queen in order to get this staff, but this is by far the coolest staff in my opinion now, and it does the most damage out of any of the other staffs because of the acid nature that it has. I really like it. I think it shoots a good amount of damage out. It's probably my favorite staff now. Not my favorite looking staff, but still my favorite staff in the game. But pair that with the fire soldier ants that you can get if they crit and if they shoot out their acid. That's just a lot of acid going around. The defense on this is pretty good. It is medium armor though, so keep that in mind. You're not going to be getting the armor bonuses that you're going to be getting from something like, you know, roly-poly gear or something like that, right? But you're still going to be getting a decent amount of damage resistance or defense stat from going through and wearing this armor because it is tier 3. All in all, guys, to answer the big question, is it really worth you going through and making this set? No. I honestly don't think that it's worth you guys going through and killing the ant queens unless you're a completionist like me and you want to go through and you want to see what it's like to have every single armor set lined up in an armory because it would look cool, because you're right, it would look cool. But is it worth you going through and doing that, grinding out everything when you could just poison them and infect them, or going through and befriending them and getting a little ant companion that runs around with you? It's not really worth it to go through and just specifically to get these armor sets. They're good, but they're not that good. If it was a guarantee that every second hit that you do, you're going to summon out an ant, that would be awesome. If it was a guarantee that every time your fire ants hit, they would crit and do the splash damage, that would be awesome. Can you mix the different armor sets to still summon out ants? No, you cannot. It is like everything else, like if we were wearing the red ant set and the black ant set to the fire ant set, it does not just summon in or do additional benefits depending on the fact that you're just wearing ant armor. But all in all, it's still pretty cool to have yourself some little friends running around here, guys. But I'll leave it to you guys to go out and give it a test, see if you like it, see what you think, and if it's something that you want to use in the backyard, but it is not something that I will be using that often. If you have a group though, see the damage you can do with this if you have more than 2 people playing with you. But guys, that's gonna do it for me today. Thank you all so much for watching. Just want to hope you liked it. If you did, hit that like button. If you guys have other questions on the Fully Yoked update, let me know down in those comments. And as always, I'll see all of you guys in the next one.